Teenagers across the country are working diligently to right wrongs, to uncover and correct problems, and to make their communities better places to live. A group of students work together to share stories about teens who are making a positive impact. Our first story comes from West Ranch High School in Santa Clarita, California. Santa Clarita, a busy suburb community just 40 minutes north of Los Angeles, is the 24th largest city in California. Due to the city's close proximity to Los Angeles, it has been the location for many films. In fact, the William S. Hart School District, where West Ranch High School exists, was named after that notable actor. West Ranch High School is committed to challenging and motivating each student to achieve excellence and become a responsible and valuable member of society. Through relationships, rigor, and relevance, West Ranch High School promotes integrity, distinction, and vision. One tenacious West Ranch student exemplifies all these qualities. He uses his athletic abilities to break down the barriers between high school kids and special needs children.
When I grow up, I want to be just like Vinny, man. A ball player, man.
You are a ball player.
Inspiring, talented, and tenacious, West Ranch High School's very own Vincent Rojas is giving up his time to provide special needs kids with the opportunity to play baseball in the We Take Action program, where local high school baseball players use their athletic abilities to help disabled children overcome daily obstacles.
I first heard about the Special Olympics program through West Ranch Baseball, and at first I thought it was going to be pretty challenging due to their disabilities. The first time they came in, I've never seen them before, they've never seen me, and then we bonded, and then the second year we came, it's really great to see them mature and excel in the game and have more confidence in themselves to go out there and play baseball.
Vincent and the We Take Action program have not only helped special ed kids with their social skills and confidence, but it has also helped Vinny himself become more aware of what they struggle with. Vinny's coach, Casey Burrell, gives an outside perspective on his work ethic and tenacity as a young teen, striving to strike down stereotypes and make a difference in his community.
Vinny's the guy that's super energetic, always positive, really pushing hard for everyone to work real hard and do the things that he's doing. And he's just kind of a larger-than-life kind of fun guy, and so we enjoy having him in our program. The Special Olympics students, our participants can be kind of shy and a little reserved, and it would be kind of impossible for them to be shy and reserved around Vinny. So Vinny jumps up there and says, "Hi, I'm Vinny," shakes their hand, a lot of high fives, a lot of hugs.
In 2014, the We Take Action program held a scrimmage between the Special Olympics baseball team and West Ranch High School's team. Vinny connected with Matt Adams, a member of the Special Olympics, and ever since playing alongside each other, a strong bond was created that will last a lifetime.
Well, I first met Matt my sophomore year. He played first base. He did beat us junior year. He got the last catch. He tagged me out, but it was a close game.
Yeah.
And seeing him tonight was pretty awesome because we got to meet again and talk about baseball because this guy knows a lot about baseball.
Yeah. I got involved like 5 years now. I've been with Special Olympics. Vinny's like someone I look up to as a wildcat because he's a hard dedication on the field. He shows a good attitude to the coach.
While Vinny strives to strike down stereotypes, Matt also breaks down the barriers between special needs kids and high school teens by staying positive and courageous despite what others think.
I've been called the R word a lot, and I don't put up for that. It's not okay to put other people down. Like, try walking in their shoes and try being them for a day.
Even though that word is used, it's not okay. And through that, he kept playing sports and he moved to baseball, and now he's their star first baseman.
As a tenacious teen himself, Matt has greatly influenced Vinny and many other players at West Ranch for his passion for baseball.
Matt's always there when we, after every inning we come in, he always gives us a high five. He's always the first one to give us high fives.
Yeah, I'm always like pumps him up. Like, let's do it. Let's go, guys.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Vinny and Matt are just two out of the many teens striving to make a difference in their local communities. Vinny is diligent and encouraging others who may not always have the same opportunities as we do. And Matt always makes it his mission to stay positive and stay confident through the game of baseball, despite the obstacles he faces himself.
We meet our next teens on the other side of the world. Shenzhen China is right next to Hong Kong, where international businesses, including Samsung and LG, have manufacturing facilities. OCT Bay is located towards the center of Shenzhen. With many restaurants and entertainment, this area is a favorite for locals and tourists alike. QSI International School's secondary campus is located in the Shekau region. There are 4 campuses of QSI Shenzhen, from kindergarten through high school, with students from all over the world. Compared to other local Chinese and Asian schools, QSI has a more Western education system that involves more discussion and student involvement. However, most Asian students do not have an integral part in their education. We pick up our story here with 2 Korean students who are fighting to change the way Asian students learn.
In Asian countries, teaching styles are more old-fashioned, which doesn't allow students to maximize their skills. In the city of Shenzhen, a group of QSI students are working towards promoting student-centered learning at their school.
So we completed a project in the student agency, and student agency means giving the students the opportunity to influence their own education.
The difference between Korean and Japan education with student agency is that students work together in a classroom environment. The students are able to express their ideas a little bit more than in an Asian classroom where the teacher teaches everything, so there is no voice in the classroom for students.
After the first round of presentation to a smaller group, today they face a crowd of over 200 teachers.
Yeah. So maybe I'm not going to say that. Okay, yeah. Mr. Royce. Good morning. Yes. Good morning, teachers. I'm Emily, and this is Chika Masaike. Mr. D'Alterio asked us to present today. Thank you, Mr. D'Alterio, Mrs. Abersher, Mr. Hale, Mr. Carpenter, Mr. Garner. My experience in Korea is that teachers were standing in front of classrooms and they would lecture for the whole day. All they would do is write on the chalkboard, and the students would write them down on the notebook. And that was all to the education. So there was no presentations or group interactions in our education, so it was very limited.
Looking forward to seeing what you guys do.
Yeah, it sounds interesting.
I think it's great to have students at the center of the focus for learning.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be a lot of fun. I look forward to seeing what you guys do.
How
do you feel? Are you nervous?
Yes, we're really nervous.
All right, we have Chika and Emily come on up and tell us what they learned.
Good morning, teachers. I'm Emily Kang, and this is Chika Mazuike. Mr. D'Alterio invited us to speak today, so thank you. We are really honored to be here. 感谢老师们来听我们的演讲.
Today, we're talking in front of 200 teachers, and I can promise all of you that we're really nervous. And Mr. Marrero, we're really sorry to say that 10 years from now, we won't remember why William Shakespeare used symbolism in Act 3, Scene 2, and the play Macbeth. But 20 years and 30 years from now, we will remember today. Today has been an unforgettable experience for both of us.
No one would have imagined that we would be presenting in front of 200 teachers. Because I was engaged, I had the experience. This opportunity is so valuable that I will never forget it in my life. It is so important that these meaningful experiences occur in elementary, middle, and high school because they help us know who we are, what we like, what we want to be in the future, and what we're good at, and most importantly, what makes each of us special.
As Albert Einstein once said, the only source of knowledge is experience. Thank you.
First of all, I think that experience of delivering the speech in front of 200 teachers boosted up my confidence in public speaking.
A couple of months ago, to see what you've done from then to this was just blew my mind. Blew my mind. You had me in tears.
Oh my gosh. You were so professional up there that it was listening to professional speakers in front of 200 teachers. That was amazing.
that was a really professional presentation. Yes. And it was actually a lot more professional than our director who just read off a PowerPoint.
Thanks. Because I am a student from Korea, I also experienced Korean education, which involves no student agency. And I am not in favor of that kind of education. So by becoming an educator who can spread student agency around the world, I wish that in Korea that they also implement this kind of student agency so that students learn just more than just academic stuff, but more of how to teach themselves so that they are more prepared when they go into society.
Though there's still a long way to go, these tenacious students continue to advocate on this method of teaching, not only to make a difference at their school, but also spreading this idea to schools in their own countries.
Back in the U.S., 10 miles inland from Miami, is the city of Hialeah. With 250,000 people and 95% Hispanic, Hialeah is vastly different from anywhere else in America. A playground for the elite in the 20s, it became a working-class community as Cubans fled here from the Castro regime in 1959. Over the next 57 years, Cubans transformed the City of Progress into one of the most economically successful immigrant cities in America. Matter Academy derived its name from Centro Matter, a charitable child care organization established in one of Miami's most impoverished neighborhoods in response to the desperate need for child care among a growing population of Cuban exiles. 30 years later, the Centro Matter legacy would inspire the inception of Matter Academy, a nonprofit educational organization offering tuition-free, high-quality charter schools throughout South Florida. Matter Academy Charter High School is a highly ranked school with more than 1,700 students. Here, we meet a young man who was determined to turn his own personal adversity into success.
For Matter Academy senior John McWhorter, music is more than a hobby, it's a passion. But John's reasons for playing are different than most.
I started playing the guitar because my family felt like it was the best way to deal with and to cope with the death of my father. He passed away when I was 7 years old. So I kind of had a hard time, grasping the whole concept of it all. But the guitar sort of, showed me my way. It gave me a chance to, just air out all my emotions and to just, to deal with it, to move forward.
Sadly, tragedy would find its way into John's life for a second time. This time it was his friend, Sebastian.
Sebastian was one of my good friends. We met in 6th grade, and he was honestly such a kind person. When I entered into 6th grade, I was going into a class that had been together since kindergarten, and I was like the new kid. So they had all known each other for their whole lives. And then here comes me not knowing anyone, and Sebastian honestly greeted me with a warm smile. He was very welcoming, very kind, and that stuck with me. I left quite an impression. And so from then on, we became good friends. I could always count on him when I needed him. And when I found out about his passing, last year, due to pediatric cancer, I was devastated. I had lost my father when I was 7, but when you get old, you start to understand the concept more and how things work. So this hit me pretty hard.
However, John was able to find some light through all the darkness.
So then his family made this foundation in his name called Sebastian Strong to raise funding for pediatric cancer. It's really poorly funded, and it's not really talked about too much. So they started Sebastian Strong, and I was really inspired by that because instead of I guess letting this loss bring him down and really demotivate them, make them feel horrible, because they lost their child. So I can only imagine how that feels. They did something about it, and this organization can really make a really big change in our society and really impact a lot of people in a way that would really make a huge positive impact in their lives. So this charity concert is a way for me to help that cause in whatever way I can. So the first thing is to find a venue, right, and give them a date on when I would be using the venue. And then after that, I need to put together, the musicians. Thankfully, I have a lot of great musicians because I'm part of my school's jazz band. And honestly, everyone in that group is, really talented at what they do. So, I'll put together a small band, and we'll meet and we'll rehearse until, we all have the songs down pat, and then, within all that, obviously, we'll be advertising the concert and making sure people know about it so they can go.
Thank you all again. Have a great night, and we'll see you soon.
As John continues to grow as both a musician and a person, Mr. C, his band teacher, has some words to help guide him.
I would tell John to continue doing what he does best, which is just be himself, be honest, be true to him and everyone else. Continue with his music, of course, and don't change for anybody.
Thanks to music, John was able to get through many obstacles in his life. In the charity concert, John played Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles, a song he says has a special meaning.
That's a song about hope, and about, no matter how bad things get, the sun will always rise. And that's, I feel like that resonates a lot with Sebastian Strong, that, no matter how horrible and how big, the loss was, his family still bounced back. And, they're really instigating a tremendous change into their community.
Located 40 miles east of Dallas, Royse City, Texas is an historic city with a very unique personality. Nicknamed a friendly touch of Texas, Royse City is home to nearly 12,000 people. In downtown Royse City, you'll find stylish shops, restaurants, and recreation in quaint old buildings with brick sidewalks. Royse City High School is the only 9th through 12th grade school in the district for more than 1,500 students. The current building opened in the fall of 2006 and offers students over 30 pre-AP, AP, and dual credit courses, several career and technology certificate programs, 4 fine arts programs, and 15 different athletic teams. Our last story focuses on a teen who has big dreams in her future and will stop at nothing to achieve them.
When growing up in elementary school, all kids are asked one simple question: what do you want to be when you grow up? Well, for Royse City High School junior Vilma Ledford, her story is a little bit different from most.
I remember one time when I was in kindergarten, the teacher asked us what we wanted to be when we grew up, and I raised my hand and I said president. And I just remember the whole class laughing at me, and even the teacher was laughing. And I was just confused, so I raised my hand and I asked, what's so funny? And then the teacher replied with, what do you really want to be? Because that's just a phase.
From that moment on, every year when Vilma was asked the same question, she would feel very insecure about it and would change her answer to anything but president. Her interest in politics completely shut down. That was until December of 2016.
It was around December 2 years ago. And my mom was invited to this tea party to celebrate Christmas with the Ignite women.
We saw Ignite, growing in our state, and we saw the overall look for the ideal of the program, which is to raise future female leaders.
I want to be a mayor, a governor, a senator, a president. Tell me I can, and I will.
After networking with everyone and hearing all these amazing speeches, I was inspired to start an Ignite Club here at this high school.
She fell in love with the program, and she was the one who actually, suggested it. She said, "Mom, can you help me bring the Ignite program at Royse City High School?"
Vilma's mom also introduced her to the League of United Latin American Citizens, aka LULAC, in which she applied to their national convention held in Washington, D.C. And after just a few weeks, she found out that she had been selected as one of the only 3 students in the Dallas area.
Not only did I learn a lot, basically, about politics, about the city Washington, about LULAC in general, but I also learned how to network, about other different career options. So we talked to some of the representatives from Texas, and they were open ears, and they loved to hear us talk about it.
Going to Washington opened her eyes even more, because she got to network with people her own age who are interested in the same issues that she was interested at that time. And I think that it's just a platform to get young people to grow.
With her success in learning about political issues at just the age of 16, she plans to further her education by going into law and political science to give her a fundamental that will launch her into a political career. And once she turns 35, she plans on chasing her childhood dream of becoming president.
Broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't find the fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out and move mountains. We gon' walk it out and move.
For this tenacious teen, the seed of ambition has been planted.
Teenagers are educated, aware, and informed. They are using their knowledge to tackle difficult topics with persistence and determination. Today's tenacious teens will be tomorrow's heroes.